Greetings to all. This session is again a structural item based one. Yes, we are going to discuss one of the grammar topics in this session. I hope you might have guessed the topic of the session. Right on the screen, you are looking at the words like I, me, his, they, she, we, etc. What do they all represent? Do you have any idea? Yes, they all represent pronouns. What do you mean by a pronoun? A pronoun is nothing but a noun in disguise. Funny, right? But yeah, that's true. Pronoun is nothing but a noun in disguise. You all know what is a noun, isn't it? A noun is nothing but a naming word. Whatever you call by a name is called noun. So, when you use in the same place instead of a noun, it becomes pronoun, right? So, this is how we represent pronouns. As some of the pronouns are represented here. Now, let's look into the definition of pronoun. A pronoun is a word that substitutes a noun which is previously mentioned in the sentence. It is used in the place of a noun to avoid repetitions. Yes, a pronoun is a word that substitutes a noun. So, when the noun is already mentioned, we substitute the noun by the word pronoun, right? And it is used so that you can avoid repetitions. Say for example, if you are narrating a story, or maybe you are giving some illustration or about a note or what happened yesterday. So, when you are telling about something, you will mention a name, right? Again and again, you won't be repeating the same name. Say for example, if I am telling, I met a girl yesterday. The girl was very beautiful. The girl was wearing a red color dress. The girl was looking into her mobile phone. And the girl. If I say so, don't you think it looks odd? Yes. In such cases, we use pronouns. Yes. Instead of the girl, we may use she. So, I met a girl. She was very beautiful. She was wearing this color dress, that, all those things, right? So, you may use pronouns in the place of a noun. So, you are substituting pronoun in the place of a noun which we have already mentioned, right? And it avoids repetition. Now, when it comes for the kinds of pronouns, there are a lot of kinds. I have just given a few here. There are a lot more kinds of pronouns. Okay. Here, first and foremost is that personal pronouns. So, for me, I think personal pronoun is the thing you have to know very well. So, for that purpose, our topic is related on this personal pronoun, right? So, this is how we represent. See, there is a boy in the first place. So, when he points to himself, it is I. And when he points to the other person, it is you. And when the boy is inside a group, then it may be called as we. And then when you are pointing at a group of people, it is they. It might not be a group, maybe more than one is a plural, right? And then you is a second person, that is you. For both singular and plural, we use the same word you. And then if it is a male and singular, that is he, and they are pointing at a woman, and that is she. And at last, it. So, other than human beings, we represent the third person singular as it. So now this is the chart about personal pronoun. So personal pronoun, when you look into that, you have three persons, that is first person, second person and third person. So when you want to read or when you want to know what is first person, second person and third person, it is very easy, very simple. You need to know the speaker and the listener. That's it. You need to know who is the speaker, what is the topic about and who is the listener. So when you know this, you can very well know who is the first person, second person and the third person, right? Now first person, always we give first preference to ourselves, right? So first person is I, first person is we. Other than that, you can remember by things like first person is none other than the speaker, right? So when a person speaks, he becomes the first person. Say for example, I am speaking, so I am first person here. And if I am asking you a question, maybe inside a classroom setup, if a teacher is asking a question to students and the teacher, when she asks, she is first person, and the students who are listening to her lecture, they are second persons, right? And the person, the listeners, if they answer or if they are asking some question, at that point the person who asks will become first person and the teacher will become the second person, for she is listening now. I hope you are following it, right? I repeat, first person is the speaker and the second person is the listener. It's as simple as that. First person is a speaker and the second person is nothing but the listeners, right? And third person is none other than something on which you are talking about, or maybe a person about whom you are talking. So that is the third person. So that person, third person, may be present or may not be present at the scenario. Say for example, I will give you a scenario like inside a classroom setup, or maybe in a college or school, wherever the teacher is calling a student and informing the student that she is going to conduct a exam or maybe a test on the topic personal pronoun to this class, and she is also instructing the person, maybe the representative, to inform this to the other students. So now when the this is one type of conversation, right? And now the student representative will go and inform this to the class that they are going to have a test on personal pronoun the next day. So this is another type of conversation. So now there are two types of conversation, right? You can also think about direct and indirect in the same manner. Like direct speeches when the teacher said that she is going to keep a test, and indirect is the student representative telling that she has said something. So it is nothing but reporting what the teacher has said. So the same scenario, when the teacher says this to the student representative, the first person is the teacher, for she is speaking, right? And the listener is none other than the student representative, and that he becomes the second person. Now coming to the other conversation, when the student representative is coming and informing this to the class, he becomes the first person, right? And the listeners there, the other peer of his class, they become the second persons, right? So first person, second person, and the third person is when the teacher was telling, she has mentioned that inform this to your class, right? Inform this to them also. So it becomes the persons whom she is talking about is third person, right? Again, when he is coming and informing, he will say that, see, ma'am said that she is going to keep a test next day about this personal pronoun. Now the teacher becomes the third person, right? Now the teacher becomes the third person. So now this is the difference. Speaker, first person always, listener, second person always, and about what or whom you are talking about is third person. So here you have singular and plural. For first person, singular means I, plural when you are in a group, we, right? Second person, both singular and plural, we say it as you. See, if a teacher is instructing inside the classroom, she will be saying you are to submit the assignment by this date. So there she is mentioning everyone, you. It implies that plural. You implies it is a plural, right? And then third person, you have singular and plural as usual. For male gender, it is he in the singular, and female it is she, and neutral and other things it is it, and then plural is they for all. So this is what you need to remember about personal pronoun. I hope you understood the session. So until we meet in the next session, keep learning and be happy. Thank you all.